Hi guys, this is Mainely Watches and I'm Nick. Today we are going to be taking a look at yet another US brand watch company, and this time it is Waldan watches. This is a small brand that you may never have heard of, but they have a rich history, and I think there's quite an interesting backstory to the company. We're going to be taking a look at this watch here, which is the Waldan Heritage Sportline. It is the reference 0196SB in jet black. Brief history here on Waldan, and this is from their website. Waldan International is a private, family-owned American watch brand based out of New York, New York. The company was established in 1979 by Oscar Waldan, a Polish watchmaker who learned about the art of watchmaking in the Buchenwald concentration camp during World War II. The company is now run by their second generation, and that is his son Andrew. Waldan is a family-owned American micro-brand. Today, under the guidance of Andrew Waldan, the company is transitioning from Swiss production to American assembly, with a focus on creating high-quality, value-driven timepieces. The Heritage Sportline reference 0196SB is hand-assembled in the US. This watch has the Ameri-Quartz movement. It's the Ameri-Quartz 70200, which is assembled here in the US. And I think it's really a unique brand. I love the styling of this watch. The case is very evocative of the, I would say, the Chrysler building almost, how it looks. I love the details here on this case. Absolutely striking. And the way these lugs are designed, it really has that Art Deco kind of 30s, 40s vibe going with it. So I was instantly attracted when I saw this watch. Now I have to tell you, this is my own watch. I bought it with my own money. The video is not sponsored in any way by Waldan. In fact, I've not even told them I'm doing this. I just love this watch, and I had a quartz watch on the channel a few episodes back from Sanjin Instruments, and I told you guys I have nothing against quartz watches. I think there's a place for a quartz in everybody's collection. This obviously is a dress watch, but it does have some sporty undertones to it, and hence they call it the Sportline. But it is still very much a dress watch. I have been in contact with Andrew when I purchased the watch actually last year, because it suffered a battery failure just about a month after I owned it, which was really kind of a shock. So I wrote the company, and Andrew actually came back to me right away, very apologetic, and offered to, take the watch in and change the battery. And I said, look, it's not a problem. I can change batteries easily, and in fact, I'd already changed it and the watch was running fine. So I assume I just got a dud of a battery. The battery life on these movements is 24 months, but you never know how long a battery's been sitting on a shelf when it's been thrown in the watch. So I've put a new battery in it, and that was over a year ago, and it's just been running fine ever since. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the packaging here first that you get. The watch comes in a very nice, a very simple cardboard box, Waldan International printed on here. It has a nice fold over, and the watch is presented inside. There's very quick little instructions how to set the time here, but obviously it's a quartz watch, so it's not too complicated, and does come with a proud sticker here that it was Ameri-Quartz. So pretty simple packaging, but effective nonetheless. I do not have this watch on the factory strap. I have this watch on a strap from MONTREUX, which is another US brand. He is based down in Florida. I'm a big fan of MONTREUX straps. This is one of his super thin leather, I believe it's an Epsom leather strap, but you can see just how thin and flexible this is. This is a brown pebbled finish, but super, super thin and just works well with a watch. The watch came with, I've got two straps here. These are the original Waldan straps. You can see it is signed here, Waldan, 20 millimeters, genuine leather, handmade in Italy. Very nice straps. They're a little bit thick. They're quite heavily padded. These straps are a 20 tapering down to 16, which I find a little bit narrow for my liking. I'm more of a 20 down to 18 kind of guy. This is their Ambra leather, I believe they call it. You can see I've been wearing this watch on the strap for a while. Very nice, but again, I think the MONTREUX strap I found just suits it even better, being so thin. So the case on this watch is 316 stainless steel. It is a screw-down back, which is very nice, and the watch is water resistant, I believe, to 50 meters. Getting into the dimensions, the diameter here is 40 millimeters. Thickness is 8.5, very, very thin. And you have, as I mentioned, a 20 millimeter lug width. So you can pretty well pair this on numerous type of straps, very common size. You do have a push-pull crown. It's not a screw-in crown. It is signed with the Waldan logo on there. And very simple, clean case back. Case back is all polished, so you do want to be careful not to scratch it when you're changing a battery. You can see I'm leaving my fingerprints all over it. But just very clean, simple, nice design. There is no serial number on them. I do believe the cases are made in China. When I pulled the back off, it did have a China sticker on there, so it looks like the cases are coming out of the Far East. Nevertheless, they do reportedly hand assemble these watches here in the US, and it does indeed have that Ameri-Quartz movement in there, and you can see it's with a small second hand. So if we take a closer look at the dial, now this one here is in what they call the jet black, and this is the Sportline, so it has the horizontal lines on the dial. The dial is oil pressed stamped dial. They have applied baton indices, which are all high polished, very nicely done. And you can see there are very small superluminova tips that have been applied on all the hour markers and also on the hour and minute hand. Now, let's be fair here, the lume plots are tiny, so this is not a watch that is going to glow super bright. They give you an indication of the time while looking very, let's just say, understated. I'm not going to bother putting a lume shot up because it's really nothing spectacular, but it does give you a hint to see what the time is at night. So it does have some lume, and it's perfectly fine for a dress watch. If we take a look here, very nice second dial. It has a polished ring around it. And a blued second hand, which is really nice. I don't know if it's thermally blued or just blue colored. I suspect at this price point it might just be a blue painted hand, but I really like that second hand. Very clean text. It's got the company logo, Waldan, New York, and then they have Ameri-Quartz and USA movement on the bottom. So very clean dial. I really do like that small second hand. The watch has a sapphire crystal, and it is treated with anti-reflect AR coating. I do think they've done a fair job with the AR. It's not really bad at all. It's not blued. There's no blue hints, and it's a good quality crystal. It looks nice and clear. So I think they've done a good job here with it. The real devil with this watch, though, I think, is the case design. The case, for the most part, is all high polished, so you can see the sides of the lugs, sides of the case are high polished, the bezel is high polished, but then on the top of the lugs, they have done a very, very fine brushed finish. And just the shape of these lugs, it just reminds me of the eagle prowls on the Chrysler building. It's an absolutely lovely case design. I love how this case is designed. and it really does look sharp. I find this design very appealing, and with the right strap makes a huge difference. Now the Ameri-Quartz movement, these are hand assembled in the US. One of the big selling features is that these are fully serviceable movements. So it's not a movement that you'll throw out if something goes wrong. It can be repaired by a watchmaker. They also offer a 5-year warranty, which is excellent. So I think that's a good choice. Now the Ameri-Quartz, they have an accuracy rating plus or minus 20 seconds a month. And as I said, the battery life on this is 24 months. So not the greatest battery life, but you know, you have to make some compromises. If you're going to have a thin watch, you're going to end up having a smaller battery in there. So with that said, I will go ahead, I'll give you a wrist shot and show you how this wears on this MONTREUX leather strap. Here we are. This is on the MONTREUX Epsom leather strap. This is a brown leather. You can see the watch is, of course, very thin, at 8.5mm thickness, and absolutely lovely on this brown MONTREUX strap. Huge fan of these leather straps. They are gorgeous. Very cost effective too. I believe these retail for around $45, but super thin and flexible. Just lovely. Very nicely stitched, and I think on this watch it works really nicely. I do want to show you though a couple other ways I have been wearing this watch. Now, of course, these are quick release, so it's pretty easy to pop off, but one thing I have really liked is this Hewlett mesh bracelet. And I have worn this watch quite a lot with this mesh bracelet as well. I think this really sets off the tone with the you know, 1930s vibe. These Hewlett bracelets, I believe they're a German brand, but it looks really sharp on here, and it's again very, very comfortable. All right, polished all the fingerprints off the watch and put it back on the MONTREUX strap. But yeah, I think these MONTREUX straps are really nice for the watch. I'm going to do a review on MONTREUX straps coming up on the next episode, and we'll also be doing a giveaway. I'll be giving away some MONTREUX straps, so stay tuned for that. Should be a fun episode. But yeah, like I said, we have a US-based watch brand and a US-based strap company here together. Final thoughts on the Waldan Heritage Sportline. I think it's a really great budget-friendly dress watch. Retail price on these is $2.99, although they do frequently go on sale, so you can pick them up at a substantial discount. But if you're looking for something that's got a little bit of flair, it's versatile, dressy, and yet easy enough you can wear it casually without breaking your bank account, this is definitely a good contender, and I'd urge you to check them out. Waldan's got a ton of high-end watches on their website, but they're kind of at nose-bleeding amounts of money. So this is a budget-friendly way to get into the Waldan brand. And like I said, this might just be one of the best US micro brands you've never heard of. They really do have some nice stuff in their catalog. Lots of different colorways on these. You can get them with solid dials or with the striped dial, as in the Sportline. But, you know, being a quartz watch at a very budget-friendly price and, you know, looking dressy and sporty, I think it's really hard to go wrong with these. Like I said, I just love this case design. So there you have it, guys. That is the Waldan Heritage Sportline. Hope you enjoyed this review. Like I said, stay tuned. Next episode, we'll be doing a preview on MONTREUX watch straps, and we'll take a good look at MONTREUX, which is a brand I'm a huge fan of. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review on the Waldan Heritage. Check out their website. They're nice watches and very interesting history to boot with the Waldan Watch Company. So thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys next week.